Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriki and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Bainimarama lashes out at church ministers. Rarawai Mill begins crushing. And Health Ministry will be proactive in dengue fight.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has lashed out at Methodist Church ministers who are involving themselves with various political parties. Ahead of the upcoming general election, some laymen have been indulging in the Fijian political arena, and some have even made the provisional list for some parties. Bainimarama says this is a major concern, as church ministers should not be associated with politics. Ali Kimbia reports.
Methodist Church ministers talking about political issues in church has been labelled unfair by Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama.
And not only that, they've been dragged into politics by politicians to lead them in congregation, which is most unfair. It's unfair to Methodists like me.
The comments comes after political parties like Sodelpa have gone about naming church ministers as provisional candidates. Bainimarama says this will not happen in the Fiji First Party.
To see a Talatala backing a political party, I would not want any Talatala to back my party, Fiji First Party. I want Talatalas to be independent, to do what they're supposed to do.
However, the Methodist Church of Fiji says they haven't received any complaints as yet and warned church ministers to refrain from this practice if they are doing so.
The pulpit is only for the preaching of the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. It's not a place for, for viewing our political ideologies from the pulpit.
Methodist Church ministers involving themselves in politics is an ongoing issue from the past, and the president of the Methodist Church of Fiji, Reverend Epine Rivakantewabos, have stated that they will no longer condone the issue and church ministers will be taken to task. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
More Fijian families have been given new homes with 36 flats commissioned for low-cost housing at Kalambu in Nasinu. Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama says just as families are the heart of Fijian society, the home is the heart of any family. Thus the reason behind such development. Maggie Boyle reports.
Learning the lessons of life in their new home. For these residents, these new flats will be home to many of their families' fond memories.
Funded to the tune of $10 million by my government. Just as families are the heart of Fijian society, the home is the heart of any family. And that is what this development represents for your families.
36 families here in Kalambu Nasinu today received new leases, a new home for them and their families. For some, it's a dream over the years that is now coming true.
Because we've been waiting for a house, we've been preparing ourselves well.
I'm very happy. And that's where I think I'm out of stress now. It was very hard for me.
The Minister for Housing says there is a need to redevelop older low-cost housing estates.
We have just given about 11 to 12 families. The balance will come from Newtown residents. The reason is because we intend to put up a new building at Newtown.
The one-bedroom flats are targeted at low-income earners with a joint salary of $16,000 who will pay around $50 a week as a rental fee. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The oldest mill in Fiji officially began crushing today. The Rarawai mill, despite being badly affected by the two cyclones earlier this year, is set to crush more than 500,000 tonnes of cane this season. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Rarawai mill workers have been commended for their work in getting the mill up and running despite the setbacks it faced earlier this year.
The Rarawai mill is ready to start its 2018 crushing season. a very commendable effort, and much credit goes to the resolve and the resilience of Rarawai team.
Ensuring that the mill does not encounter a lot of breakdowns is a priority for the FSC.
We understand, farmers employ cane cutters, they have to incur costs of food, they have their lorry drivers, their lorry owners to transport the cane to the mill, and if you break the chain, there's an impact back on the cost of that operation.
Farmers and cane drivers have also been asked to cooperate during hard times.
So if there is a breakdown, don't call media. They're not going to solve your problem. These are the people who's going to solve your problem. All these hard-working staffs. As soon as there is a breakdown, they'll call the media. I want to ask you, is media going to solve your problem?
With the official opening of the Rarawai mill today, this will also lift the load at the Lautoka mill, as cane drivers and cane farmers here in the Ba, Tavua and Rakaraki areas will now not have to travel far to Lautoka, but just deliver their cane here at the Rarawai mill. Philip and Ikaso, FBC News.
The Health and Medical Services Ministry will not sit and wait for another dengue fever outbreak to hit Fiji. With the release of Wolbachia-carrying mosquitoes ahead of the rainy season, the ministry is hopeful dengue cases will drop drastically this year. Catherine Krishna reports.
These Wolbachia-infected mosquitoes, which will be released along the Lami-Nosori corridor every week, hold the key to reducing dengue outbreaks.
Wolbachia-carrying mosquitoes will then breed with our local wild mosquitoes, establishing Wolbachia in these areas. It is anticipated that over time, this innovative method will greatly relieve the dengue burden, along with chikungunya and Zika in our country.
Dengue fever is transmitted by the bite of an Aedes mosquito infected with a dengue virus. By releasing these mosquitoes into a wild Aedes population over a few weeks, these mosquitoes then breed with a wild mosquito population, passing the bacteria from generation to generation and replacing the wild mosquito population over time.
In this program, the method used natural Wolbachia that reduces the ability of mosquitoes to transmit viruses between people. And ladies and gentlemen, it is not an emergency measure, but it is a long-term, self-sustaining solution to significantly reduce the risk of future outbreaks of mosquito-borne diseases.
The Health Ministry recorded over 2,400 dengue cases in the first 5 months this year. 12 people have died due to dengue since 2016. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The Australian couple alleged to have unlawfully imported illicit drugs and ammunition last month appeared at the Lautoka High Court today. 45-year-old John Nikolic and his wife Yvette face charges of unlawful importation of illicit drugs, unlawful possession of illicit drugs and failure to declare arms and ammunition to a customs officer. The prosecution says they will consolidate the charges against the couple by the end of the month. Last month, officials seized 13 bricks of cocaine weighing 15 kilograms, as well as ecstasy tablets, all with an estimated value of $20 to $30 million from the couple's yacht at Denarau. They also found $30,000 in undeclared currency, guns and ammunition on board. Both have been remanded. Still to come, Mensi vaccination phase 2 progressing well, and dialysis treatment costs to drop. Stay with us.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Guya do tumeli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Wana lang tunga ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
The second phase of the Mensi vaccination is progressing well in the northern and western divisions. Health Minister Rosie Akbar says all Fijians should remain proactive and look out for any signs and symptoms of the disease. She says Fijians in the central and Ra subdivision were vaccinated in the first phase. Akbar adds that parents need to be vigilant and take their children to the hospital and a health centre for vaccinations.
The Mensi vaccination is not going to protect anyone for life. Again, we need to be very vigilant about that. We need to understand the signs and symptoms, and we also need to ensure that we get the first line of treatment should we have signs and symptoms of NC.
Fijians suffering from kidney diseases will be able to access subsidised treatment in the next few months. More than $5 million has been allocated by the government to address the growing cases of kidney disease. Pranita Prakash reports.
While work on the new kidney research and treatment centre is still underway, a facility will be rented out by the Health Ministry from next month to treat patients.
Once it goes through the fit-outs, etc., we'll actually start the service. So, I can't say for sure the timelines because it depends on the fit-outs and on the machine's landing. But probably in the next 2-3 months, we'll actually start the service. And I'm particularly excited because the initiation of that service will mean that it will be the beginning of the subsidy for the patients.
The government has provided $3.5 million to subsidize the cost of kidney dialysis.
We're starting to see government support this, and so we hope there's going to be continued support for this, because if the support stops, then the service is threatened, because it is a very expensive service to run.
53-year-old Om Prakash, who is a farmer, says he has spent all his savings on dialysis since August last year.
Within 1 year, I have spent almost $30,000 and now my pockets are empty.
Dr. Amrish Krishnan currently provides dialysis treatment to 18 patients at the Kidney Hub Centre. He says once the National Kidney Research and Treatment Centre is fully operational, it will reduce financial burden on families. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Given the rise of non-communicable diseases and road accidents, the number of persons with disabilities is expected to increase. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities says more amputations are done in hospitals and many people involved in accidents later need supportive devices. Kelly Vadala reports.
There are more than 100,000 Fijians who suffer from some sort of disability, and this makes up almost 14% of our population.
And it will continue to rise because of the rise in the NCD, the number of amputations that is going on for the complication of diabetes. People who survive from motor vehicle accident, they will end up with one assistive devices.
Fiji Disabled People's Federation president says it's important people are taking care of their health.
For those that are being amputated not through NCDs, the age is getting much younger. Then you talk about people who are also getting injuries because of sports. When we talk about NCDs, when we talk about chronic illnesses, these are things that we can do to ourselves.
The National Council for Persons with Disabilities says that every Fijian is responsible for their own health, and it's important to make necessary changes now to your lifestyle before it's too late. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
11 companies have been awarded grants worth $1.7 million under the National Export Strategy Assistance. Trade Minister Fayaz Koya, while presenting the certificate, says they will continue to support businesses to achieve their goals of proceeding to the international market. Koya says with this grant, the companies can upgrade their infrastructure and buy more machinery.
This strategy, ladies and gentlemen, was established with the purpose to achieve sustainable economic growth by encouraging competition and value addition and export diversification in areas where we have competitive advantages.
In sports later with Jamie, Nandi football team wary of its first opponent in the Battle of the Giants, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Prime Minister's International Business Awards launched. And in Growing Fiji, new Environment Ministry to monitor all developments. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the Prime Minister's International Business Awards, which recognizes the best businesses while empowering the corporate world to excel, was launched yesterday. Trade Minister Fayaz Koya says strict and transparent criteria for the awards gives an additional push to local businesses to become more competitive. Koya also encouraged small businesses, young entrepreneurs and companies that have demonstrated remarkable success in the economy to apply for the awards, which will be held in November.
There are 12 categories, from what I understand, in this year's IBA that ensures that we do not leave any sector or any business. The contribution of each sector or business to the economy, and despite size and nature and markets, needs to be recognized.
And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Looking at the top economic headlines, the Reserve Bank of Australia released its meeting minutes today. The central bank maintained its current policy stance as inflation, high household debt and the threat of a global trade war added to the risk. Meanwhile, New Zealand's consumer price index rose by an annual 1.5% in the second quarter, coming in very close to the Reserve Bank's expectations. The latest US data has seen increased buying of the US dollar off the back of impressive revisions to the retail sales figures in line with expectations of 0.5%. The market is now focused on Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's upcoming statement, which is likely to reaffirm the Fed's gradual tightening of monetary policy. However, traders continue to look for signs that the market will become calmer in light of recent volatility. And that's all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar was generally on the rise against 5 of the 7 currencies we cover. It gained against the Chinese yuan, the US dollar, the Australian dollar, the kina and the Japanese yen. Prices were dropping on the commodities market. Oil fell more than $2 to just above $68 a barrel. Gold dropped more than $5 to close at $1,237 per ounce, and silver closed down at $15.76 an ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, the newly combined Ministry of Waterways and Environment will ensure national development is not conducted at the cost of natural environment. Minister responsible, Dr. Mahendra Reddy, says a higher level of monitoring will be conducted. Dr. Reddy adds the synergy will see an improvement in the level of efficiency of service delivery.
All the work that we do in waterways needs EIE, we need to ensure that the environment and social impact is taken into care. So a lot of development projects that are being undertaken, when it is submitted to environment, they send it to waterways to get our opinion.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Beba rates Nasoko highly ahead of World Cup. And FNRL and New South Wales Cup bid team sign MOU. Details after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
If you thought choosing a 12-member Fiji Sevens team was tough, imagine selecting 7 from a star-studded list as your starting lineup. Days away from the World Rugby Cup Sevens in San Francisco, USA, and coach Gareth Beba shed some light on his tournament team. Vasnil Prasad with the details.
With only 4 days remaining for the World Cup, Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Beba is betting his dollar on Kalione Nasoko to be the star man in San Francisco.
I think he's grown as a player. He's grown in maturity as well. Bearing in mind, you know, this is sort of 19 months into him being around and in it. what Kelly brings is he's a great footballer. He's got a good game understanding, and yet he's physical. He's 105 kg, same as Semi Kunatani, same as Paula Janasanikula.
Semi Randrandra made an impact in London Sevens earlier this year. Is expected to pick up the momentum this weekend.
Distribution skills. I see us playing with good width in our game. I see the likes of Vatimo and Amanoni and Jerry with their abilities to manipulate defenders in the middle of the field.
Beba says now that he has 12 players in bag, his next toughest job is to choose his starting 7 for the first game.
I was sitting in the changing room looking at the 12 that they're going to go and play against. I'll be scratching my head as to working out how you can contain what we do, because we have so many various threats across the field.
Fiji will play the winner of Japan versus Uruguay match in its opening game on Saturday. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The All Black Sevens side have begun to acclimatise to San Francisco ahead of the World Cup. 20-year-old Netani Vakaelia has secured an overseas contract through Saramayambai's Rugby Academy, Fiji. Vakaelia has signed with the Rico Black Rams Rugby Club in Japan for $50,000 a year and will join the club later this month. John Tambore reports.
A proud moment for this former Leline Memorial School student and his family, as he becomes one of the youngest rugby players in the country to secure a professional contract overseas.
The time they told me of my contract, they were really happy, especially after all that we've been through. It was a really proud moment for our family.
Former Flying Fijians fly half and Rugby Academy Fiji founder Sarah Mayambai says Netani's accomplishment has made all his sacrifices worthwhile.
When he make it, it's very satisfying that he managed to get himself a contract.
Bai will continue his mentorship with Netani and has already laid out plans for him.
I have to arrange for him to buy a property while he's still playing at this young age. It's a good time for him to buy a property, which is, I think, it's another achievement for him.
This time last year, Netani Vakaelia was just another ordinary Fijian boy who loved his rugby. With the help of Sarah Mayambai, he now has a chance to secure his family's future with his contract in Japan. John Sabore, FBC Sports.
It's been confirmed that Fiji will have a team in the New South Wales Cup next year. Today, a memorandum of understanding was signed by the Fiji National Rugby League and the Fiji New South Wales bid team, which has been working for years to secure a spot for a Fijian team in the New South Wales Cup competition. John Tambore reports.
It is a memorable day for Rugby League as these two parties agreed to settle their differences to ensure that Fiji has a team in the 2019 New South Wales Cup.
What the document entails is a guide and a way of practice in terms of us working together in the future. We acknowledge that our footprint has not been a good footprint.
Fiji National Rugby League Chairman Penny Musunamasi says this is an historic milestone for the sport in the country.
I said last night when we came together, this is history in the making. Maybe it's the first time ever that we will have a rugby league team.
NRL legend and chairman of the Fiji New South Wales B team Petero Rivonideva says this is an ideal pathway for our local players.
Hopefully the plan is that we'll potentially lose some local players to NRL contracts. If those boys are fortunate enough to secure a contract, that opens up another spot here locally for another player. So there's plenty of incentive here.
Finally, a breakthrough for Fiji National Rugby League. With this memorandum signed today, it will surely open a bigger door for our local players to have a crack at the NRL. John Tabore, FBC Sports.
The Cricket Fiji board is investigating the use of funds that was allocated for its national team to compete overseas. Its audit report has brought to light some discrepancies with the use of $109,000 given by the Fiji Sports Commission. Stella Taoi has more.
While it was a bright and colorful day for the tournament featuring participants hoping to land a place in the Cricket Fiji national side, questions were in the air about Cricket Fiji's finances. Board member Linganguki Silva says there have been inconsistencies in the audit reports.
Yes, I can acknowledge that the auditors find some discrepancies
I've just been part of the new board, which is 4 weeks now. So we're definitely doing due diligence to find out the reasons for this amount.
Vice President Josiah Mbamba did not want to say much. However, he revealed the amount that was in question.
I can only explain a little bit. There was 109,000 sponsored by the Fiji Sports Commission, which was for the preparation of a team to represent Fiji overseas. Details of that money has been sent back to the Fiji Sports Commission with the receipts, and that's all I can say.
However, board members are optimistic of a way forward.
Be rest assured, the new board will be answerable to whatever finding there is, and to be fair to everyone, we will present back to them our finding so that we can all have a conclusive approach on what we're going to do next.
While there are questions about the use of funds, this will not stop the 3-day tournament currently underway. Stella Taoi, FBC Sports.
The Nandi football side expects a tough battle against Nriketi in its opening Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants match on Friday. While Nandi has won 5 BOG titles so far, Coach Babs Khan says they can't afford to underestimate Nriketi in its first match.
Every team, when they come for the Battle of the Giants or Fiji Fact or the IDC, they come prepared and they come firing, and we got Nriketi, Nriketi hasn't lost the game since Fiji Fact.
Meanwhile, defending BOG champions Rewa received a major boost ahead of its campaign this weekend. NZOTC Limited today handing over a check of $10,000 to club president Nazil Bucks. The Delta Tigers hope to retain the BOG title after successfully defending the Fiji Fact earlier this year. The victorious French football team has paraded the World Cup trophy through Paris, down the Champs-Élysées to the presidential palace. Hundreds of thousands of flag-waving fans turned out to greet their heroes. It was a mixture of disappointment and pride for Croatia fans after their national team lost to France in its first ever World Cup final yesterday. The entry into the World Cup final in Russia brought the country of 4 million people to a standstill after officials and the media described the event as the biggest in Croatia's sports history. In today's play of the day, Black Caps batsman Martin Guptill at his acrobatic best in the field for Worcestershire in the English T20 competition, combining with a teammate to take this ridiculous one-handed catch.
Well, it sounded good. Doesn't have the length on it. Brilliant! Absolutely superb! Worcestershire are putting on a display.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather. And if you've ever wondered what happens to all the lost luggage at airports, find out what happens to some of it in the world of the weird and the wonderful segment. That's coming up.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong na kape, na radio Fijuan, nandong hibit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barongon na radio Fijuan, nandong hibisi, hinatoka.
Guado ilaisa hinatoka, rong na heramakawa na radio Fijuan hingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandong hibiti.
In your media tonight, an app called KidSit, which was launched 2 years ago, provides personal babysitters across Mexico's 3 largest cities. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the weather world. Sunshine is surely marveling everyone. Light showers had a slight show, but that really didn't hinder the beautiful sunny spells. Conditions are normalizing now, which is of course a great deal. Taking a look in the west, sunshine was a beauty again. So many things to do while you are in the west. Eastwards from Pekhavarasuva, more of a sun shower day. And up in Vanuatu, another good deal of sunshine, a great day for fishing at Savu Savu's Big Wharf. At sea, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, high tide at 10:26 p.m. with low tide at 4:24 a.m. Sunrise at 6:38. For tomorrow, I'm always excited when I have to let go of good news. Well, you might have guessed it, the weather looks dry and clear. Tomorrow's temps, it's getting quite warm as temperatures will rise to the higher 20s. And looking further on to Thursday, hooray to more great sunny weather. And that's all from the FBC World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Impulse tonight, we asked, what do you think of the government's initiative on the goat industry?
I think it will be good for our economy. It will contribute to our GDP.
I think having a goat industry in the country is a good thing because it will bring more money to our economy.
It will help people to get more money for their family.
It's quite good. It will actually it will make the farmer grow.
I think it's a good initiative. Since the government has allocated that money, I think, yeah, why not? They should make good use of it and try and revive the industry.
If government has granted so $1 million that farmers should focus on goat industry, that will be a good benefit for Fiji.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, every year airline companies lose about 20 million suitcases. And while most of them do find their way back to their owners, thousands of bags are never picked up. Let's look at some of these lost items that have ended up at the lost baggage store in Alabama. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Bainimarama lashes out at church ministers, Rarawai Mill begins crushing, and Health Ministry will be proactive in dengue fight. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we're asking, do you think the Fiji Sevens team can win the World Cup in San Francisco? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Jay. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे ट्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।